Salutations from space. This is Gemini Brett, the Astrolonaut of morethan.astrology.com, with a fast and fiery transmission about the Aries archetype. Today, Saturday, April 18th, around noon Pacific time, is Aries new moon. So good morning to you. And Jai Hanuman. A cup of pu'er. Get the energy flowing. It's a bright, sunny Saturday. The sun is about to move into Taurus. We are entering the height of spring. But for those of us who follow the moon, today is the Aries archetype, the birth of Aries, and Aries is so much about birth. The first sign on the wheel of life, the place of beginnings, coming out of the watery wombs of Pisces through the birth canal into you, into me. Aries is the sign of self. And it is a fire sign, a cardinal sign, the signs that begin the seasons as Aries begins spring. And the fire, I like to say that Aries is the spark of the fire. It's that energy that gets the party started, so to speak. And it asks us, what are we here to do? We've come in. What is the mission? What is the mountain to climb? What is that thing that we are willing to put all of our energy towards? What is our drive? It's the ram. And we can get lost in this idea that rams are butting heads with one another and this is the energy of Aries. And yeah, well, rams will do that, but that's not all they do. Check out a ram sometime and watch them climb a mountain. The mountain gets done quickly. Yeah, Aries has that fiery energy. Again, to really direct our life force into that one thing. Here we are. What am I here to do? So what are you here to do this month? Let's set some intentions around that. What are you bringing in? What are you willing to really direct your life force towards and see it come to fruition during this month? What is the spark that you are? So Aries in its light is this beautiful energy of the spark and the charge. And it is also the energy of the warrior, Aries. Now, Aries as the sign of self, I feel is often lost to the newspaper astrologers who present Aries as selfish. And this, I feel, couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, I call the cardinal signs, the set that Aries belongs to, a service to others. So other astrologers laugh at me when I say this about Aries. How can Aries, the sign of self, be a service to others? And I remind them, it's the warrior, right? None disagree. And the warrior in its light is a great service to others. The tribe gives the largest cut of meat, or tofu if you prefer, to the warrior. But they do so gladly because they know the warrior needs their strength in order to protect the tribe. This is why the Aries warrior receives that tribute. We receive so that we can be better givers. This is Mother Bear, who knows she must mind her own nutrition to make healthy milk for the cub. This is securing our own oxygen masks before helping the little ones when the plane is going down. For if we do not survive, they will not. And there is this energy of survival. We can look to the Pisces sky, and here's a plane and comes crashing. And one survivor rolling out on fire. You stop, drop, and roll. What do I do now? How do I survive? This is that Aries, the survival instinct and that power that brings to us the edge and beautiful, healthy competition in its light. In its shadow, maybe competition that's not so healthy. I had this dream. I woke up very recently and I was woken by this dream where a mountain climber friend was on this ledge and I'm looking down at him and I said, hey, tell me about Aries. and he's just doing Aries. But one of his arms drops off and he's about to fall. And then he pops up on the mountain. He says, dude, I almost died. That was so exciting. So we have to be careful that we don't run this fiery edge right over the ledge, right? That Aries energy. And we have to be careful that we don't run into the ways of unhealthy competition. I mean, debating simply because it's more entertaining than agreeing. And the Aries fire, this energy that can be brutally honest. Sometimes we have to put that in check, right? Sometimes that can lead us into the shadow of Aries. Sometimes brutal honesty is actually not the best policy. How can we shape our words in such ways that they can be heard? How can we reserve statements for those who are not ready to hear them? And in this energy of the warrior, my Aries spark will be leading me to, well, Serpent Mound this month for a tour there, a pilgrimage there, and then also for a tour in Washington, D.C. to lead others through the astro-mythological mysteries of that strange star map that is our nation's capital. And there's this statue there that guards the National Archives, a great warrior. And the statement inscribed on this statue is, "Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty." He's a hardcore statue, this gigantic sword and the Roman helmet, his arm wrapped around the fascia, this symbol of strength. An eternal vigilance, the price of liberty. It seems somewhat contradictory, but to Aries it is not. What is worth protecting? And this National Archives building, well, it holds the Declaration of Independence. Is our independence not worth protecting? Aries is a sign of self. It's rugged individuality. It is the pioneering spirit that allows us to guide that life force into that one thing. So what are you here to conquer? And what are you here to protect? Yeah, this is the beautiful energy of Aries as a service to others. But how can we relax the need for speed? How can we relax the unrighteous warrior who's just ready to go into battle, even when that battle is not worth fighting or not necessary? How can we relax the armor that we've put around our heart, the scar tissue that would keep us from being wounded again or from wounding others? And we're asked to address that and to purge those shadows at this time of Aries new moon and to really connect to its light. So what energy is keeping you from sharing that spark? And what intentions can you set around sharing that spark? Hanuman, my sign of spirit on this tea table, I love because he's such a great image of the Gemini archetype with his wily monkey wisdom. But he's also very much Aries. Hanuman was a great warrior and entirely loyal. This is what we hear about Hanuman. And Hanuman at one point in the Ramayana, when Lakshmana gets hurt in the great battle against the Asura, the demon Ravana, Hanuman needs to go to the sacred mountain to find the one healing herb that will save Lakshmana's life. But Hanuman doesn't know which herb it is, and he doesn't have time to sort it out. So he just grabs the whole mountain and lifts it in his hand and flies back to save this man, Lakshmana, the brother of Ram, who he's loyal to. So there's this energy of loyalty, right? And independence is not saying that we cannot be loyal to others, right? The warrior nature is really alive in its light when it has something beautiful to protect, a purpose, a way of life, an ideal, another, a family, a tribe, a kin, whatever it may be. So what is that for you? What is worthy of your protective warriorness? These are things to set intentions around at this time, setting that spark so in the beautiful energy of this spring it will flower. And so if you'd like to hear more about this month cycle, last night I recorded a full hour looking into the charts of the major 4 phases, and I encourage you to check that out. It's posted on my moon game page at morethan.astrology.com. But right now I gotta go and get to work. There's a lot of things to bring forth as the Aries spark is alive and well this morning. Here's to you and the beautiful things that you do and the wonderful creations that your spark will ignite during this Aries month. This is your friendly Astrolonaut signing off. I will see you in space. Good morning.